إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. All praise belongs to Allah. We praise Him, we seek forgiveness from Him, and we seek assistance from Him. We seek refuge with Him from the evil of ourselves and the sins of our deeds. Whomever Allah guides, no one can misguide, and whomever Allah misguides, no one can guide. I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah alone without any partners, and that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam is his slave and messenger. All you who have believed, fear Allah as He must be feared, and do not die except as Muslims. All people fear your Lord who has created you from a single soul, then created its spouse from it, then spread many men and women from them. And fear Allah through whom you ask one another, and fear to cut off relations with your relatives. Allah indeed is ever watchful over what you do. O you who have believed, fear Allah and say a saying that is right. He will improve your deeds and forgive your sins, and whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger, then he has indeed achieved great success. Indeed, the best speech is the book of Allah, and the best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and the worst things are new things in the religion. Every such new thing is an innovation, bid'ah. Every bid'ah leads us astray, and everything that leads us astray is in the hellfire. Respected Muslims, today I want to remind myself and you of a sentence that we say many times during the day. And this sentence is very great indeed, because it only consists of two words, and the first word is quite well known to us. The second word is less well known to us, even though we think we know it. In my opinion, the majority of the Muslims do not really know the meaning of the second word of this sentence that consists only of two words. And many people say it. In fact, almost all the Muslims say it, even those who don't pray, even those who don't fast. But very few understand the meaning of this very short sentence. And less than that, even those are those who act upon this sentence. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us to say it all the time, and to increase it in certain times, but not to leave this sentence as part of our religion. And Allah Allah said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu lima taquluna ma la taf'alun. O you who have believed, why do you say that which you do not do? كبر مقتا عند الله أن تقولوا ما لا تفعلون. Allah hates it much that you say that which you don't do. Meaning to be like hypocrites, because hypocrites, the definition of a hypocrite is someone who pretends to be good on the outside, but inside he's very bad. And his words do not match his deeds. And that is something that we have to be careful of, and we have to be scared of. Why? Because the companions of the Prophet ﷺ used to be scared of that. As it is narrated by Imam Al-Bukhari from many of the Tabi'een, from a number of the Tabi'een, the people who followed the Sahaba, the companions, the generation that came after them, and they learned Islam from them, and they understood Islam from them. They used to say that whoever they met from the companions, they used to be afraid to be hypocrites. Hypocrites means munafiq. Either major hypocrisy, nifaq akbar, or minor hypocrisy. Any hypocrisy in Islam is not allowed. It's not allowed to be a munafiq. This sentence is very short, but it's very important. It's one of the greatest sayings in Islam. Some non-Muslims use this sentence to smear Islam. Some Muslims, they unfortunately, by misunderstanding it, they use it in the wrong context. And this sentence is very short, all of you know it, it's Allahu Akbar. Most Muslims know Allahu. They know that it means the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Akbar, what is the meaning of Akbar? Some people call their children by Akbar. It is not haram to do so if they mean the right thing, and generally that's what they mean. But what is Allahu Akbar? What is the meaning of Allahu Akbar? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us to say it in the adhan 5 times a day, and to be heard by all Muslims outside the masjid, not only inside. That is why the Prophet ﷺ used to wait for the adhan of Fajr in a given location. If he didn't hear it, he would attack that place. That is why it shows the great deficiency that a person will suffer if he or she does not hear the adhan. And Allah ordered the muazzin to say Allahu Akbar 4 times, not once. He could have said say once, but he said 4 times. When someone dies, we say Allahu Akbar. When we pray over them. When we go to Eid, we say Allahu Akbar. When we come back from Eid, we say Allahu Akbar on the way. So what is the meaning of Allahu Akbar? We must think about these simple things before we go to major problems. Allahu Akbar means, because Allah could have said Allahu A'zam in Arabic, those of you who know Arabic, but He didn't say it. He said Allahu Akbar, because Allahu Akbar is different in meaning slightly than Allahu A'zam, even though Allahu A'zam is included in that. So what does it mean? It means that Allah is the biggest and the greatest and the most powerful and the most merciful and the most forgiving. And that is the meaning of Allahu Akbar in a few words. So it means He is bigger than anything. Look, Ikhwan, at what the Prophet ﷺ said about His kursi. His kursi. Kursi can be translated as a chair in English, but it doesn't mean a chair in relation to Allah. He has the kursi and He has the throne, the arsh. Look, we have 3 creation of Allah, makhluqat in Arabic we call it. We have the heavens and the earth, and they seem very huge to us because we are very small. Secondly, we have the kursi, and thirdly, we have the arsh, the throne. So you can group them into 3. In this hadith, these 3 are mentioned. So the Prophet ﷺ told us to give us at least a small idea of how great and big Allah is subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because we don't know Allah, we haven't seen Him, we can't see Him in this world, and we hope to see Him in the hereafter, inshallah, which is the greatest reward for the believers, greater than Jannah, greater than paradise. And I advise everyone to read what Allah has prepared for the believers in Jannah, in paradise, in the Quran and the Sunnah. So to see Allah has a greater reward than to be in Jannah. And Allah gave us the example of these three makhluqat, creation or creatures. The Prophet ﷺ said the similitude or the likeness of the heavens and the earth in comparison to the kursi is like a ring that a person wears, made of metal, thrown into the desert, meaning that the ring is the heavens and the earth, all the sky that we see, the earth that we walk on, and the huge desert is the kursi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said the comparison of the kursi to the arsh, to the throne of Allah, is the same. Meaning this huge desert that we can't even see the end of, and even now people fly by aeroplane, helicopter, they can fly for hours, they don't see the end of the desert. This huge desert which was kursi in relation to the heavens and the earth, now is exactly like that ring in relation to the arsh. So if that's the creation of Allah, imagine how great and huge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His affairs are, He is Himself. So when we know a little bit of this and when we think, because Allah said in the Quran, أَفَلَا تَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنِ, do they not reflect on the Quran? What's the point someone comes and reads the Quran like a parrot? And he will get, of course, reward for reading, but nothing else. What is one of the features of the Khawarij? The Prophet ﷺ said, they will read the Quran more than you. The Quran, they will read Quran. But it will not go beyond their throat, meaning only reading. Just like you read a newspaper that you don't understand. Just like you read a sign that you don't know where it's pointing. For that reason, we cannot be like them. And we cannot be like the hypocrites. So if Allah says, لِتُكَبِّرُ اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, so that you do takbir of Allah for what He has guided you, we must reflect on that. Why should we say AllahuAkbar for what? Because He has guided us. So all these ikhwan, brothers and sisters, these are important because many people, alhamdulillah, many Muslims come and pray. Allah said in the Quran, don't go near Salah. When He was prohibiting, one of the phases of prohibiting alcohol, He said, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الصَّلَاةِ, do not go near Salah حَتَّى تَعْلَمُوا مَا تَقُولُونَ, until you know what you are saying. Many Muslims pray in prayer, they are not intoxicated, because that's Allah said when people used to pray, they are drunk. They are not drunk, they are not intoxicated, and they don't know what they are saying. Some people remember everything in the Salah except Allah. And what is Allah said to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِي, and establish the prayer to remember me. So when we're in Salah, we must try to remember Allah. That's why we say Allahu Akbar. What's the point of saying Allahu Akbar? If you in your head and your mind, Dunya Akbar. Who says Ad-Dunya Akbar? No one says. We all say Allahu Akbar. But in our minds, maybe Dunya Akbar, thinking all of us, Shaitan comes, but you must fight it. Maybe Job Akbar, more important, greater, bigger. Maybe family Akbar. Maybe money akbar. That's why some people say, you know, brother, this brother, he prays, mashallah. But when he leaves the masjid, he does many haram things. He may backbite someone, he may cheat someone, he may steal from someone, and the same may apply to women. So what is the solution? Why does he pray? You can't of course say to people, don't pray. It's not correct. Like some people say, you know, he has a beard, but he still does haram. So what are we supposed to say? Shave the beard, brother? Because you're doing haram? What fiqh is this then? It's not correct. We say if you pray, have beard, have hijab for a lady, have niqab, then please be worthy of this position. Be worthy of being saying Allahu Akbar. Not police akbar. Yani when you see police, you're very good. That's police akbar, not Allahu Akbar. When you see your father, you stop smoking. Some brothers do it. Alhamdulillah, still they have shyness from the father at least. Some they don't care. Neither Allah nor father. And we have to, when we say Allahu Akbar, we have to know what we're saying. By saying that, we agree to certain things. Because Allah said each one of us will be asked. We're not just living here for nothing. We will be asked. If we are patient, if we are grateful. Some people every day have something nice. They're not grateful. Every day they find something to complain about. This is not Allahu Akbar. They don't know Allah. They don't look at other people as they are told, who are worse off than him. And for example, a husband who ignores his family, where is Allahu Akbar? He says every day Allahu Akbar. A wife who doesn't listen to her husband, where is Allahu Akbar? A lady who doesn't wear proper hijab, when the husband says wear niqab, she says there is difference of opinion, you know. Some said not to cover the face. Who is the mufti in the house? It's the husband. Even though some wives want to make it the other way around. Because she drives a better car, has a better salary, so she is the mufti. It's not correct. It's not Allahu Akbar. Allah made the husband in charge. You want to remove him, talk to Allah. Talk to Allah. Parents who don't care about children, where is Allahu Akbar? Some in-laws, ikhwan, we have everyday complaints. Some in-laws make the wife of the wife of the wife of the husband, you can say hell, yani very bad. Is that the reason they got married? Some in-laws, they're not shy to do magic and stuff. Then they say Allahu Akbar, pretend to be very pious, pray like a question mark to pretend that he's very nice. Where's Allahu Akbar? What's the point of that? Show. Indian film. So we have to not be hypocrites. We have to analyze. All of us, we will not go in one grave. Each one will go one grave. His grave. His or her grave. And each one will be faced. Who is your Lord? And not because now people think, I can answer easily. No, you can't answer easily. How you behave here, that's how you will answer. Each one of us will pass that bridge which is thinner than one little strand of hair and sharper than a sword. How are you going to pass? How are we all going to pass? According to our deeds, what we did here. So every minute is important. When you say Allahu Akbar and you don't reply to your brother, some brothers, I send a message, they reply after a few days. Yeah, a few days I can walk to you, brother. Walk, not drive. I can walk to you. That shows that you totally ignore me. Then you say Allahu Akbar, brother, yeah, we love you, mashallah, and things like this. Where do you love? I don't want love, yeah, just reply. You don't need love, just reply to the message, because it's called I am, instant messaging, not 3 days after messaging. Some brothers reply after 2 weeks. Those are, a'udhu billah, the worst. You already forgot what I wrote. Really? It's shocking, and they may be watching football, some stupid things. 22 people in pants running after one ball. MashaAllah, this is more important than my message. Very good. Isn't it not? In pants, in shorts, very short. We sleep indoors, so it's underwear. Very beautifully made underwear. Very expensive. They sell it for £50. So people who don't know where to put the money, they go and buy it. They say, MashaAllah, it says some name on the back. It's very good. It's worth the money. Then you say, brother, can you give us £50 for the masjid? No, brother. My pockets are deep and my hands are short. Can't reach the money. Where's AllahuAkbar? So we have to be careful what we say, how we say, because Allah will ask us. We have 2 angels to record, in case we forgot. They record everything, nothing escapes them. What we say, what we do. Why we did something that we did, or why we left something that we left. We left it for Allah, we left it for the dunya, we left it for something else. That is how, if we left it for something else, that thing is more important to us than Allah. So we have to be careful. أقول قولي هذا, I say what I'm saying. وأستغفر الله لي ولكم, and I seek forgiveness for you and for me and you. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Respected brothers and sisters, I want to draw your attention to a very great hadith, that a city that has been mentioned in the hadith before the Day of Judgment, it will be reconquered by the Muslims, because the Prophet ﷺ said it will be conquered twice, and it has already been conquered by the grace and rahmah of Allah. And that city is Constantinople, which people used to call Byzantine, and now they call it Istanbul. Brother, you can't do dhikr when the khutbah is going on. It's haram. It's not allowed. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, if you say to someone near you, don't do something, then you have done lahu. And to do amr bil ma'ruf is more important than dhikr. Because dhikr is just for you. And amr bil ma'ruf is for you and someone else. And I know many people, I don't live in the UK, but when I pray in the masjid, I pray. I know one man in particular, all the khutbah is doing dhikr. From beginning, as soon as the imam comes to the minbar, he starts, why did you come to the khutbah? Do dhikr. What's the point of the khutbah? The point of the khutbah, we listen, even if the khatib is very bad, and you don't have a choice. Allah forced us, like in salah. Someone came, he prays, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. We have to pray behind him. What are we supposed to do? The imam is very bad. But we don't have a choice. And this is part of AllahuAkbar. To know fiqh in the deen and to know where to do dhikr, where not to do dhikr. For that reason, ikhwan, this city that has been conquered once, and many ulama, they say that it's Istanbul, it will be reconquered again. It shows that it will go back to the kuffar once more. And the people who will reconquer it, the Prophet ﷺ said, you know the city, half of which is on the land and half of which is on the sea. The people, the Muslims, when they come, they will say only this sentence, Allahu Akbar, and it will be conquered. But Allahu Akbar from whom? People like us, who spend 2, 3, 5, 10 hours on the internet and can't spend half an hour with the Quran? No, not like us. The people who know Allahu Akbar and they mean it, when they say Allahu Akbar, Allah will help them to conquer the city just by that. They will not fight it. They will say Allahu Akbar, it will drop. Just like now, many non-Muslims, they said, even the guy who shot the Russian ambassador, he said Allahu Akbar. Does he understand Allahu Akbar? This Russian ambassador is working in Turkey by the permission of the Turkish government. It's not allowed for any Muslim to say this great word like Allahu Akbar and to do something great haram like he did. This I'm saying about Muslims, let alone non-Muslims. Because we now have people who have smeared Islam, the great word Islam and Muslims and Islamic. And nowadays, if you say Islamic, if you Google Islamic, some bad things might come after Islamic. If you say Islam, some bad things might come after Islam. If you say jihad, the word jihad is sacred in Islam. We have jihad in the Quran and Sunnah. We have jihad in the Quran and Sunnah. But what kind of jihad? Exploding people and stuff like this is not jihad, like many Muslims think. To shout Allahu Akbar and blow yourself up is haram. It's not Allahu Akbar. You didn't glorify Allah, you didn't respect Allah. So for that reason, respected brothers and sisters, we must try and change ourselves according to the Quran and Sunnah and understanding of the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, the companions. Allah said in the Quran, in Surah An-Nur, and if it is said to you, return, if you come to someone's house, and they are not able to admit you, or they don't want to admit you because it's up to them, it's their house, it's not your house. So you knocked, and the sunnah is to knock 3 times. If they hear each time, they don't open. وَإِنْ قِيلَ لَكُمْ ارْجِعُوا فَارْجِعُوا وَإِنْ قِيلَ لَكُمْ ارْجِعُوا فَارْجِعُوا. Yani not only do they not open, they come and say, brother, go back. I can't, I'm busy. I can't open the door. So Allah said, then return. So someone may say, A'udhu Billah, what is this? He's still claiming to be my friend and my this and my that. I will never speak to him. Allah doesn't allow that. He said, if it is said to you, return, then return. This is the adab of Quran. If you don't like it, you have to change yourself so that you are happy with what Allah said. Many people, they wear hijab, many ladies. And the way they wear hijab, as if they are waiting for a chance to remove it. It's not Allahu Akbar. Any chance to make it worse, they do. Some brothers grow the beard. And the way they grow, they try to style it, a'udhu billah, in a way that you can't even recognize. What is it? A beard? What is it? Why are you playing with the deen? Some brothers come and give fatwa for everything. He's a mufti, unofficially. He studied from Sheikh Google and Sheikh WhatsApp and Sheikh Telegram. They have many students nowadays. But these are not. If you saw a doctor and said, brother, where did you study medicine? He said, I studied online. MashaAllah. Thank you very much, I get another one. And the dentist who's going to do your teeth, he said, brother, you know, I had 7 years online course. Dentistry. If 700, I don't need. Online, I don't need. Brother, where did you learn mechanics? Online. Sheikh Google. I don't need. Don't touch my car, please. But Islam is okay, Sheikh Google. He read 1 hadith, 1 ayah, 2 hadith, 2 ayah, 30 hadith, 30 ayah, whatever. Every day he thinks he's getting more knowledge. Yes, some knowledge you can get, Ikhwan, but what is the point of the Sheikh? point of the Sheikh. Even Fatiha we don't understand. For that reason we must understand the meaning of Allahu Akbar. Respect Allah, respect His deen. And Allah said in Surah Al-Hajj twice, وَمَنْ يُعَظِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّهَا مِنْ تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ. Whoever respects the religion and the commandments of Allah, then that is from the taqwa that is in the heart. And he said also before that, وَمَنْ يُعَظِّمْ حُرُمَاتِ اللَّهِ فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَهُ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِ. And whoever respects what Allah made haram. Haram, not halal. Halal we know, alhamdulillah. Haram, respect haram, not to do. You must do, not to do. That's haram. Hurumatillah, what Allah made boundaries. For everything there is a boundary. Then it is better for him with his Lord. And Allah said, تِلْكَ حُدُودُ اللَّهِ فَلَا تَقْرَبُوهَا. Those are the boundaries of Allah, so don't go near them. Don't go near them. He didn't say don't transgress them, don't go near them. Something leads to shirk and kufr, which is the greatest sin. Don't go near it. In believing, in saying, in doing. Something leads to leaving your salah, your prayer, or making it deficient, don't go near it. Take 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes to do wudu properly. And to do salah properly. If someone said, brother, inshallah you will get £1 million, $1 million. If you wait 10 more minutes, you will do it 10 days, no problem. 10 weeks. For money only. But for Allah, what He has prepared. So for that reason, we must try and understand Allahu Akbar, one of the greatest sentences in Islam. May Allah relieve the suffering of all the Muslims around the world, and may He make us understand His deen, for which He created us, and implement it correctly, and make us brothers upon the Sunnah, and make us love for Him and dislike for Him, and make us good Muslims and accept from all of us.